Manchester United have agreed a deal in principle for Rasmus Højlund. I know you don't like talking about players that are not officially yours yet, but what makes him a special player? What are his attributes that you like?
So you said I can't talk about players who are not under contract at Manchester United. So if you want to make the question, first we have to finish something, and then after, then we can talk. You can set the question.
But tell us about him as a player. You don't have to tell us about the deal.
No, I can't talk about this player in this moment because I'm a long time in football and I know first we need signings, and so far we have to keep calm and let the professionals do their work.
You talk about needing signings. You have got 2 of them over the line already. They're out here on pre-season tour, getting the chance to acclimatise. How important is it that the club have done their business quicker than your first pre-season?
Yeah, I'm pleased with it because you see such a tour that's good for the team building and for new players. So to get into the team, to get knowledge about the values, about the standards, so in and off the pitch. And so it's very helpful, and that the players are already there and they integrate in the team. Also to get the social connections. Football is a team sport, so you need the partnerships.
And then in terms of a year on at Manchester United, how have you feel the players have adapted to you? What have you seen differently? Do you feel their intensity has improved? A year on, what's your reflections?
I think the levels all across increased immense. And that was necessary, but still we are not there where we want to be, and we have to raise the bar, so we have to go to next levels.
And then just to finish off, what in this last year have you picked up from English football?
Oh, you learn always, and I think English football also every time evolves. And I think you see nowadays the league is stronger and stronger. When you compare it with 3-4 years ago, it's definitely the case. Because all the strong players get attracted to the Premier League. All the best managers got attracted to the Premier League. So every time it develops and it progressed. And it's really a challenge. And really looking forward again to go in the season and to get the challenge.
Do you think Manchester United that you inherited was the one you expected? Was there anything that you didn't think you were going to encounter that you did encounter last year?
Oh, there are always surprises, but again, sometimes positive surprises and negative surprises. And as a manager, you have to deal with it, and you need it managed in the situation, and you have to act in the actuality.
I mean, it felt as though the first few months of your time was dominated by Cristiano Ronaldo. It feels as though the first few months of this season it might be dominated by Harry Maguire. I know you've spoken about him a lot. How do you go about keeping him as part of the group, making him positive on the group? Because he's obviously got vast experience and knowledge of English football and Manchester United and the international games.
I don't see it like that, but you can have that impression. That's your choice, but not last year, not this year. And we are building a project. We want to win trophies, and so we have to invest in the way of play. We have to invest in the team, and our focus is not on one player.
You said you've still got a way to go. How far do you think you've got to go when you consider that you played Manchester City in the final game of your season and you know what they did? They are obviously the standard to aim for. How far have you got to go?
Yeah, I think last season proved we can beat any opponent, and we proved in the season and that we don't have to fear any opponent, but also it proved we can't do it on consistency base. So that is the step we have to make. If you want to go forward, we have to be more consistent.
And can I just ask you, football over the summer has been the investment that's come into the game from Saudi Arabia and the number of players and the type of players that have gone to play in the Pro League there. Do you think that is a problem for English football in terms of the players? Is it a problem for clubs in terms of negotiating deals? What kind of change will that make to the dynamic of the European game?
I think in Europe has an effect because there are so money is over there and it will attract players. But I don't see it in this moment as a problem for the Premier League, because the Premier League that is the league where the big players want to play, and that is not in competition with a league like America or Saudi Arabia.
Eric, I think most of us are surprised that there hasn't been some kind of resolution with the ownership at this point. Has it been disruptive at all in pre-season, and do you expect any resolution soon?
I focus on my job, and that is to improve the team. So yeah, I have to do my work to sign the players, and I have to work on the way of play, and that is my focus area, and that's what I've done. So I don't get distracted from any of strategic review. That's what others in the club, they will deal with it, and yeah, we have a good information line. So we're sharing the information, so I know where I am, and yeah, I can focus on my job.